Hi, I'm Christine Turner, aka Butter Dash, and this is Butter Dash TV. What you hear in the background playing is Ken Ball, rest in peace, Ball for Life, Ken Ball. This is one of my ultimate motivation CDs, Birthplace of Aviation by Ken Ball, available on iTunes. Download. It's definitely one of my recommendations. But today's topic is Superstorm Sandy. And the first thing I want to do is I want to send my warmest regards to everybody who was affected indirectly, directly, mentally, physically, in any type of way. Because I was affected and I know what it feels like. And most people probably are still struggling to get back to normalcy. And, you know, it's only been a week. But well, not even a week. Today's Friday. It's, I don't know, 4:02 in the morning, and today was the first day that I was able to actually get up and be myself. On Monday, we were hit by Superstorm Sandy, and from that day till today, I was without power. I could not use my phone. I had no heat. And for the first 2 days, I had no money because all of my money was in the bank. And as you know, if there's no power, there's no ATM. And if there's a hurricane, the banks are not open. So I was stuck in my room for 4 days straight. As a New Yorker, that's abnormal. Nobody sits in the house for 4 days straight, ever. Especially being like a city girl and, you know, things of that nature. So I sat in the house and I was just depressed day in and day out. And most days I couldn't do much. I was freezing, so cold. My bones were stiff. I couldn't really get out of the bed. The most I did was kept my phone charged. I went to my car. I would charge my phone, warm myself up, run back in the house. I literally slept in a fur coat. Literally slept in a fur coat. When I got out of the shower, I threw on a fur coat to come to my room because it was that cold. However, I could complain all day about, having to sleep in a fur coat, running out of my battery life on my phone, not being able to call people, not having any money for the first 2 days. But as I sat and thought today, as I rode around my neighborhood and I seen that how many people were affected, and I watched the news for the first time because the power just came on today. It just showed me that I have another chance to do everything that I ever wanted to do, whatever that may be, and to come through a storm without a scratch on me, nothing. It changed the way that I thought. And most people look at situations like this and they let it hinder them, or they become stressed from it. And honestly, I can't lie. I was stressed out for 4 days straight. I was stressed out. And today I decided, you know what, I'm going to fight back. The hair, where I get my hair done at, it was closed. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? This is crazy. I said, you know what, I'm going to wash my own hair. Washed my hair, went to go get my nails done, got a mani, got a pedi. Now I'm feeling back to myself, and because I don't really care what anybody has to say. If you don't look okay, then you're not gonna feel okay. Well, that, at least when it comes to me. So as I drove through my neighborhood and I'm seeing car lines, 100 people standing in line for gas. Luckily, I already had gas. Trees that literally fell on people's houses, and the storm became a lot more serious than I thought. And I watched the news, as I said, for the first time today, and it really affected me. Because on Sunday, for a few reasons actually, on Sunday, I wrote a love letter. And I'm not even the type of girl who write love letters, and I'm not even weird like that. And I wrote a love letter, and I thought to myself within those 4 days, what if this letter never gets delivered? That means that the person who it's to will never know how I truly felt, because it was like an expression. It was like me telling them and basically confessing my love to them. And that affected me. And then I began to sit and think about all the people in my peer group who I wanted to work with, people who I was supposed to email, people who I was supposed to fax, and just all types of stuff. And I was just like, no more will I sit and procrastinate. No more will I wonder, should I be making videos? Because everybody knows my last video was in 2011. It was December 2011. And I haven't done one since then because I'm my own worst critic. And I told myself, nobody cares about relevance. They really don't. I mean, honestly, everybody would rather me sit here and bash celebrities and talk about who's sleeping with who, basketball wives, and whatever. But that's just not what I'm into. And when I thought about the fact that I was lucky enough to live again, to breathe again, and to be able to do again, and just everything like that, I became an ex-procrastinator. And I told myself, no matter what it took, that I'll make sure that I will never put anything off again, whether it is expressing myself to someone, whether it's sending an email, whatever the case was. Because I've been meaning to email people and do all of these things, and I just, I'll do it next week. Next week is not promised. Like, do you hear me? Like, I was like talking to myself, next week is not promised. So with that being said, like, everything that I wanted to do, I did within those 4 days. I read every single chapter in my school books that I was supposed to read for the past 4 months. I emailed everybody I was supposed to email. Even though I didn't have power, I used my phone when I charged it. And I did everything. And I even wrote the rest of my movie, because I'm working on a documentary called Project 216, which will also be featured on my site. But this storm just really taught me that just however you feel about somebody and whatever it is that you want to do it now, because tomorrow is not promised. And this is something that we all already know, but to have it put in perspective the way that it was put in perspective for me, I had to share it. And I had to just let people know that even though you may feel like your idea is silly, who cares? Do it anyways. I've been supposed to make a video every single week since 2011, December 7th to be exact. And I kept on putting it off, saying, oh, nobody's going to watch it. Nobody really cares, whatever the case may be. And no, I don't care. I'm going to make my videos every week. I'm going to have knowledgeable information for people to seek to. I'm going to tell stories about my life and things that go on with me. And if people choose to watch it, they'll watch it. And if they don't, then they won't. And if I change one person or if I help one person, then I've done my due diligence and I've done what I feel is the right thing for me to do as a person on this earth. And I'm just so excited to have this happen to me, so that way I take immediate action on my dreams. And I'm the type of person who I'm very dream oriented. I work on my dreams every day. However, the most important things, like my videos, I put off because I feel that nobody loves them the way that I love them. Nobody cares the way that I care. But believing in yourself has always been one of my biggest things. And the power in belief and having a plan you know, and going by the plan, executing the whole nine. And I began to say to myself, if I'm not doing these things, then how could I expect anybody to do it if I'm not doing it myself? So from this day forward, I decided I'm an ex procrastinator. Yes, I said it. I am Christine Turner and I am ex procrastinator. From this day forward, I will make sure that I will express myself to people and tell them exactly how I feel, whether it be good or whether it be bad, and I will take action on my dreams to make sure that I will achieve my dreams today, because there's no such thing as tomorrow and there's no such thing as yesterday. There's only now. We live in the now. So with that being said, I'm just going to bring this video to conclusion, and I just want to just tell people, anybody who was affected, or even if you're just listening just because you just wanted to watch it, the smallest things that you complain about, there's so much more that goes on in other people's lives. And while I was sitting here complaining, oh, I can't charge my iPhone and my laptop, there's people without a home. There's people who lost people. And the entire time that the storm was going on, I didn't care about my car. I didn't care about my clothes, which is my most valuable asset in my life. The only thing that I could think about was that love letter and my book of ideas of things that, if this storm was that bad, that I would never get a chance to do. And to get another chance to do it, it's one of the best feelings in the world. And I'm just so thankful and so grateful that God has put me in a position to educate and to tell my story so that other people can take action as I plan to, and as I'm going to, and as I am doing. And in closing, I just want to say that tomorrow's not promised. Know that it's either now or it's never. And live your life to change a life. The idea of these videos is not to tell some great stories about how great my life is, because really it's not that great. However, I want to tell my story so other people can relate and say, wow, that's me too. And if she can do it, maybe I can do it too. And if I can just encourage people and provide hope, as you see my bracelet that I made, to the next guy or to the next girl, then I feel like I've done something good. And I was here for a reason, because I've made a change. And no matter if one person watched the video versus 100 people watched the video, I know that I did something that was for a reason, and I did something that could potentially spark a change and inspire somebody to inspire somebody else. And I just want to thank you guys for listening, and look forward to hearing from me more often. And I'm gonna go now because it's my 15-minute mark, and I don't want to keep you guys too long, because studies say that people get bored after the first 5 minutes. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I love you. And like I said, look forward to hearing from me more often than not. I fly with the stars in the skies. I am no longer trying to survive. I believe that life is a prize, but to live doesn't mean you're alive.